Good morning. This is Black Crow Walking, coming to you from Australia. We are studying A Course of Love by Mari Perron, and we're up to chapter 6, verse 12 today. How are you going with this? It's pretty amazing, isn't it? Getting out of the head and into the heart. And sometimes that egoic mind is going to have a really big fight with you about whether or not you're in your mind or your heart. So, what are you going to do when your mind wants to roll around in that unbelievable hamster cage going over and over the story? It's an addiction to pain. Well, let's stop that. This is what I do when I have an addiction to pain. I just flick it off and say, stop that. No, what am I doing? Oh, I'm having a cup of tea. That's the way to start. Just be present with now and what you're doing now, and focus on that. Focus on how your tea tastes. Focus on the lifting of the cup to the mouth and the pleasure of being able to look at the view while you're drinking, and what does the tea taste like? Those things are being present now. And we could live our lives that way all the time, where we're present with now, fully present with the pleasure of everything that's happening. Heaven arrives. Heaven is here. We notice it. That's it. All right, let's get on with today's. Eagerness for life and eagerness for heaven are seen to be in opposition. Heaven and its milieu of eternal peace, I don't know if I said that right, M-I-L-I-E-U, milieu of eternal peace is rightly kept. Let's start again. Eagerness for life and eagerness for heaven are seen to be in opposition. Heaven and its milieu, I don't know how to say that word, of eternal peace is rightly kept, you think, for the end of life, and so you scream at the unfairness when a young one leaves the world. Heaven is not for the young, you say. How unfair that those who die young have not had a chance at life, a chance to face the struggle and the challenge, the coming of a new day and the dying of an old one. How sad they have had the opportunity to stand separate and alone and become what they would become. How sad that they have not had that chance. What they are is no more valued than what you are. What is still to come is what you live for, with the undying hope that it will not be that which came before. Are you listening to this life that we've created and this attitude, this thinking process? Amazing. For every challenge faced is but a call to face the next one, and each one comes to replace the old with hope that this one will be the one, and equal hope that it will not be the one. To succeed is but a little death from which you hurry on to where the challenge of a new success and a new reason to exist awaits. The carrot of fulfillment that you hold before yourself when grasped is quickly eaten, and life feeds on itself once again. It's like that instant happiness when you buy a car, and 2 days later, what's next? You've digested that happiness. Just as you eat to still your hunger, only to become hungry again. So does the rest of your life need this constant maintenance to retain the reality you have given it. Struggle to succeed and succeed to struggle. Yet another day. Goodness me. is the life you have made and the life you fear heaven would replace. To give up the idea that this is where meaning is found, fulfillment attained, happiness birthed among sorrow, is seen as giving up. Heaven's help is most called upon for just this time. This time when giving up is close, for never do you feel more in need of help than when all your plans have failed and given up because an alternative more attractive and giving up because an alternative more attractive than carrying on. I'm not reading this very well today, so just as well I'm going to pull it apart. This is a stage when I turn it off and re-record, but I'm not going to do that today because I'm going to pull this apart and make some sense out of this. And I'm really getting it. I am getting it as I'm reading it. I hope you are getting it too. It's like that carrot dangling in front of your face, carrot type of happiness that we all create. And there must be a better way to create than what this is talking about, because it's so typical of our day-to-day, and yet it's not heaven. It's definitely not heaven. So let's have a look at it. Eagerness for life and eagerness for heaven are seen to be in opposition. What if it's not? What if we could make our life heaven? What if we could do that? What if we make choices based on whether it's going to make us happy or not? Not make us happy, because we are happy. But maybe it's about not creating stories that take that happiness or block the view of that happiness that we are. Eagerness for life and eagerness for heaven are seen in opposition. Heaven and its milieu of eternal peace is rightly kept. Heaven and its milieu of eternal peace is rightly kept, you think, for the end of life. And so you scream at the unfairness when a young one leaves the world. We were brought up to think that if we are good, bad, right, wrong, we'll go to heaven or hell. Sad, isn't it? It's not the truth. We create heaven or hell here. How you doing with that? I'm doing pretty good, although the last couple of days, I don't know, I've been rolling around that rat cage of my own creation. So I'm having a look at that now and sorting all that out so that I can come back to remembering that I'm the divine creator of my life. And it's my job to create heaven every day, every moment. That's my job. I should be paid well for that. Anyway. Heaven is not for the young, you say. How unfair that those who die young have not had a chance at life, a chance to face the struggle and a challenge, the coming of a new day and the dying of the old. It's interesting because I was chatting with my dear friend Sylvia the other day about suicide in the young people. And suddenly I just blurted out from nowhere, really, that suicide is their own business. It's something they've chosen to create. And it's not our business to save them, to rescue them, to fix them. It's our business to make a good choice for us. That's our business. And if another has chosen that path of suicide, that's their business. And it's important for them to be in whatever they're creating, because they've been designed as co-creators in life, co-creators with the divine. And every choice that you, beloved, make, you are responsible for. just as every choice everyone else makes they're responsible for. Heaven is not at the end of our lives. Hell is not at the end of our lives. How many people do you personally know that are creating hell in this lifetime? That's true. They're creating hell. So why would they even do that? Why would they choose to create hell? Because they're addicted to pain. Because we're programmed. We're programmed and patterned to be in judgment about everything and to create things that put us under pressure all the time to perform. And when we don't perform according to society's rules, we judge ourselves and we move into self-hate and we create hell. It's a hell of a vicious cycle. And then we think that it's unfair that a young person has died young and they never got to live this life of struggle and pain and have tos and want tos, wannabes, and yeah, maybe they had a lucky escape. But only if you're creating hell, darling. Only if you're creating hell. Because if you're creating heaven, it's a beautiful place to be. And just your experience of day to day loving the earth and loving each other and being present with what is. It's delicious and it's heaven and it's happy. And we can have that now, right here on the earth, now. Create your heaven here now. Okay, what they are is no more valued than... Sorry, my phone distracted me. I'm having a funny day today, aren't I, on this? Not being very professional. What they are is no more valued than what you are. What is still to come is what you lived for, with the undying hope that it will not be that which came before. If you haven't enjoyed your life so far, what makes you think you're going to enjoy the future of it? This moment now is the precious moment. This is where you have to be. In heaven. Heaven is here. Just look around. Enjoy this moment. Enjoy a cup of tea. Enjoy the view. Take yourself out into the garden and walk around and feel the happy energy of the flowers and the trees and the grasses, the sky, the birds. Bring yourself back into now. And what are you creating now? Right now, what are you creating? For every challenge faced is but a call to face the next, and each one comes to replace the old with hope that this one will be the one, and equal hope that it will not. Every challenge faced is but a call to face the next. Each challenge brings another challenge, doesn't it? And each one comes to replace the old with hope that this one will be the one, and equal hope that it will not, and equal hope that it will not. So who are we in this moment? And who will we be in the next moment? And who were we a minute ago? The only place there's energy, beloved, is in the moment of now, and that's where heaven is. Heaven is not tomorrow or the next day or when you die. Heaven is here now. And when we face challenges, we created those challenges. And we're hoping that they're better than the last ones. Or they're better than the next one. Well, I hope that doesn't happen again. How often have you said that? I hope that doesn't happen again. Well, don't manifest it. Don't create it. Don't do the ingredients that create it. It's simple and yet so hard for you not to because you're so addicted to pain. We are so addicted to pain. And when we can stop it, just stop it. Have a look around. What are the other options here? What are the options that help you be in heaven? What are your choices doing? What are you doing with your choices? Are you consciously making your choices? To succeed is but a little death from which you must hurry on to where the challenge of a new success and a new reason to exist awaits. Goodness me. We've been trained to do this. It's ridiculous. The carrot of fulfillment you hold before yourself, you're dangling there. Okay, let's get to that carrot. The carrot of fulfillment you hold before yourself, when grasped, is quickly eaten and life feeds on itself once again. And you're satisfied. Rub your belly. You're satisfied. You've got what you wanted. You've been working towards this for a long time. You've got what you wanted. Instant happiness. Woohoo! Exterior happiness. And then 2 days later, you're looking around saying, what else can I create? What can I replace that working towards now with? What is the next challenge that calls you to face? And we just ignore the thing we just bought. You probably shove it in a cupboard somewhere and don't even use it. Unless it's a car. And it is a pleasure to get in your own car and drive it and know that it's yours and it's fun. It's a means of here to there, but it's also a means of adventure. It is fun to have something like that. And when we go into appreciation and gratitude for everything that we have, we're in heaven. When we can really feel it and look at it and enjoy it and use it and love it. You know, I love my car. I love my van. I love the adventures that are possible in that. That van represents a little part of my heaven. And I walk out onto my veranda and I look at the lake and I think, oh, I've created heaven. It's so beautiful. I'm not looking for the next view. I'm looking for that view because I love it. I live in a community that is totally supportive and loving. And I was with people the other night who have no idea that the place that we live in is loving and supportive because that's not what they're creating. What are you creating? Just as you eat to still your hunger, only to become hungry again, so does the rest of your life need this constant maintenance to retain the reality of it, the reality you have given it. Struggle to succeed and succeed to struggle. Yet another day. To give up the idea that this is where meaning is found, fulfillment attained, happiness birthed among sorrow, is seen as giving up. Heaven's help is most called upon for just this time when giving up is close. For never do you feel more in need of help than when all your plans have failed and giving up becomes an alternative more attractive than carrying on. So what are you going to do? Give up today? Or are you going to carry on? I think I'm going to carry on. But I'm not going to carry on the way I've been carrying on. I'm going to do something to actually create heaven today. And that for me looks like a little bit of understanding. It looks like gardening making a little garden for my father so that he doesn't have to bend down to enjoy his plants and to water them. It looks like eating yummy food and having a meal with my parents, which I will enjoy. So life is good. Life is what you create. Life is your choice for this moment of now. Give up the struggle and survival, the patterns and the programs that keep you out of heaven and keep you locked in self-sacrifice and low self-image, looking outside yourself for what's inside, looking outside yourself for your identity, your personality, your separation. Come back inside to this eternal happiness that is your birthright and make choices from that. Is this going to make me happy? That's the question. Is this going to make me happy? If not, why am I doing it? Why am I addicted to pain that needs to feed my life with unhappy events? These are good questions. I hope you find the answers to that today for the moment of now, because that's where love is. That's where life is. That's where heaven is, in the moment of now. I wish you well in your journey today. And until we meet again, hopefully I can read it better tomorrow. Love you heaps until we see each other tomorrow. Bye for now.